going so fast. Chris Brown is in this?
Oh, is he gonna beat somebody up?
Turn it off.
Punch people. Punch girls like a man. So that's not very funny.
So we just watched Think Like a Man.
Think Like a Man, yeah.
And what did you think of it?
I kind of, it's really, I hate it. I'm already angry at this movie. Because it's not showing you men, it's showing you men from the standpoint of they just really want to fuck you, and these are the kinds of men and the way that they try to fuck you, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Think Like a Man, it shows you, what was it, 5 guys? 5 friends, 5 male friends, and the 5 women that are in their lives. And how these men change and grow and become perfect men because the women apply the rules of a book called Act Like a Woman, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, written by Steve Harvey.
Did Harvey actually have a book?
He wrote a book, and then he wrote a second book because he made so much money, he had to write a second. I mean, he didn't tell you all the secrets about how men think.
No, he really did?
He wrote 2 books.
Oh, so this is based on a true book?
This is based on his bullshit, yes. The reason I hate this movie is because it's lying. It's the rules, but written for black women by a black man so that they'll think, oh, it's more honest. But it's still just the rules that were written in the 90s. Remember the rules in the 90s? It's all based on commerce. Money. Does he have money? Well, how much money? Maybe you should raise your standards about money, money, money. Independent women, you've got yours. When Steve Harvey writes a book called Think Like a Man, men aren't shaking in their boots, right? Men are going, 6 wives. Think like a man. Have sex with lots of women. Blame all of your personal shortcomings on men. Write a book about it. Make millions of dollars. Have liberal media give you a talk show, and then call Dr. Cornel West a sellout and a poverty pimp.
Yeah, it's like asking for legal advice from OJ.
He would know at this point. They weren't really humans. They were sort of types. Don't you see where this is going with the mother? Like, I just want to not watch it. You don't want a guy who has a healthy relationship with his mother, who likes his mother a lot, because it's probably like this bizarre freak show non-reality that doesn't actually happen in the real world. Right. You don't have to worry about this guy. You're never going to meet this guy.
No.
He's at home with mom.
Exactly.
Oh.
And then there was the player who just wanted to sleep with women.
Right, the player just wanted to sleep with women. But you know, he has a soul because he writes R&B. So. The player versus the 90-day rule girl. I think we need to have read the book to understand what's happening.
90 days.
Like these
sex? No sex? With the whole 90-day thing, I don't have a set number of days because I think that's just too formulaic. But I have my own thing where I need to know certain information about a man before I'll sleep with him.
Okay.
Such as, like, what was his grandmother's name? Has he been tested for everything? You know, like, there are certain base questions that it would be nice to know before I sleep with somebody. And I think that's kind of just like common sense, because that could happen in 2 days. You like spend all this time getting to know someone, and then you feel like you know them. Or it could happen in like 90 days, you know? But like, you should know A, B, C, D, and E about a motherfucker before you know, go to town. That's what
I think that's smart. That rule, the 90-day rule, will get you the results you want in the short term. But it will also make a guy go, like, if you make the guy wait artificially, it better be good, and it better be constant, and you better be ready to make it constant, because as soon as it's not, and as soon as it's like, oh, I had to earn it every time, he's out the door. What you then have to ask yourself is a relationship founded on needing to keep the cookie jar up there a sustaining one, or is that a partnership that you'd want? Aren't you just conditioning and training an animal to do what you want and get hooked up to your agenda? This just seems like how to get a guy to marry you so that you can divorce him and get alimony for the rest of your life like a man.
Right.
It'll get, like, that's the only positive thing about this, is if it's a business venture. Because it's all that stuff that needs to be pared away so that we can find that core person. And what we're doing is we're saying, build an interface artificially. What happens when these things pair away and that person who wanted all those needs is still waiting for partnership?
He hasn't popped the question because you haven't required him to.
What? I don't feel like men pop the question because women require them to.
Unhealthy situations, yes.
Here I've been thinking this whole time that men usually commit to the person that they have fun with. Like, that's honestly what I've thought for many, many years, is that, like, so many of my friends who got proposed to, it was because the guy had a moment of like, you know what, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather be with because I have so much fucking fun with you.
Yeah, if both sides are healthy. if the woman isn't buying books that are called Think Like a Man.
I would never get Gabrielle Union. Dwayne Wade would get Gabrielle Union. This dude, this is so unbelievable. And he's short. How did this guy get this part?
They needed a white guy who was plausibly good looking enough without being threatening in any way to any black man who watched Gabrielle Union dating him. I could get him. I could get her. I could get her.
She's trying to redecorate with his permission?
She already did. Like, she loves, in other words, she loves all the stuff he loves, and then she cleaned everything up. And then he's like, what? I was gonna marry you, but now you cleaned everything in my house? But, what was the question?
I don't remember now.
Damn it. Oh, right. This, if I was a man, I would need to read Steve Harvey's book to know how to think. If I was in his position, I would be just so grateful I'd be having sex with Gabrielle Union that I'd be like, dude, let's just, whatever, paint everything pink. I don't care. He's not even the best looking guy from Entourage. That would, like, there's like 3 other guys from Entourage that would get her first. It's white people represent.
Oh, I got some sanitizer in my bag, guys. I don't want to help. Oh, jeez.
See, this is what we are. This is what that's us. That's how black people see me. When I walk into a room full of black people, they say, "Hey guys, how's it going? I got big teeth and I'm white. How's it going? Can I play the basketballs with you?" Men are very simple. Men grade women on a gigantic curve with just like 2 or 3 deal breakers. Does she walk with a limp? Does she have antlers growing out of her face? Right? Does she look like she'll give birth to dying children? Is she stupid? Is she lying to me? Does she seem like a dishonest money hole? No?
Only dumbasses get caught.
What a fucking dishonest. See? Men, women, different standards. Men was a dumbass for getting caught. She's not a dumbass. She's not manipulative for getting caught. She's doing what she has to do. And you either buy into that or you don't. I don't.
But that's because Steve Harvey wrote this book for women. So it's like he can't alienate his audience. That's just consumerism. Like he's not going to alienate his core audience.
That's why it's evil, though. That's why I'm saying it's evil. Don't you think it's evil? Because it's consumerism versus the third dimensional reality in which God gave us to create our reality for ourselves.
Frolic in the flowers.
Yes.
I can't believe it. You found out that I was being manipulative, and I'm just really mad right now about that. So I'm gonna go rearrange someone else's house.
Why get a retarded little boy and try to make him a man? You're never gonna make him a man. He's either a man or he's not.
The lesson I've learned in all my relationships is that yes, there are these rules, but oftentimes those rules are in place for when there isn't that instant dynamic, there isn't that instant chemistry, and you two aren't really meant to be together. So all of these rules work to get a person who's not your man.
That's right.
But then when it is your man or it is your woman, none of that matters, and all of it goes out the window because it works.
That's right. Amen.
Right?
Absolutely. We're solving all the problems. We should write a book.
Yeah.
Oh, my love, 1,000